So, hi everybody, welcome to this Mpower interview with Claire Taylor. Hi Claire.
Hello, Nicola.
Now, let me introduce Claire. Claire has, well, two amazing businesses now. And at the time that she entered the Mpower Awards with her company, Tailor Made with Love. Now, Claire is a professional furniture upcycling artist. She is so creative, and in this day and age of our throwaway culture, she takes furniture and not just does it herself, but inspires others to reuse and restyle furniture into amazing works of art using her creative skills, and running workshops to help other people use their creative skills. And it's not just about creating art, it's about the feelings that gives people, helping to boost their confidence and self-esteem, and all the workshops that you run, and that which links in very much to your second business, which is a mental health charity that you run as well. Have I done those two things justice? What would you like people to know?
Yeah, our mental health and wellbeing hub is a community interest company. Hopefully one day it'll become a charity.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So I'm really excited to talk to Claire, because Claire took part in the Mpower Awards 2018, which was our very first awards. And after the awards, Claire sent me this lovely, unsolicited message about how the awards had been for her. And I said, oh, Claire, I would love to interview and share your awards journey, because that is just so powerful, and I think it will really help lots of other ladies. So thank you, Claire, for giving up your time today. And it's half term as we record this, isn't it?
It is. I've worked all half term, to be honest, though, so it's no different to me. But it means I get to do in the day, not at night, so it's good.
But thank you. And so firstly, congratulations, because last year with the Mpower Awards, you were one of our awards finalists.
It was.
What I'd like to do is take you back before you entered. How were you feeling before you submitted your initial entry? Were you hesitant? How was that for you before you actually entered?
It feels like forever ago now. So much has changed. I think before I entered, I was very much in my very early stages of my company. I'd literally been registered 4 months. Before that, I'd very much seen myself as a hobbyist, and I was lucky that different opportunities were arising, and it made me start to think, actually, no, this is a business. But I think my confidence probably wasn't that high at that time. And I saw your awards, it popped up on Facebook. And I think it was a bit of one of those, the universe sends you things at the right time. And I questioned myself. I thought, it's only 4 months in. Could I actually put myself up there on level with people that are already fantastic business people? And I thought, if anything, I'm just going to do it to kind of give myself a little bit of a check of where I was up to kind of reflect on the journey I've been so far. And it was strange, because as soon as I started to do that, things started to change. Everything started to change for me. I submitted my entry. I sort of thought nothing else of it. I thought, well, if anything, it's given me a really good confidence boost to be proud of where I've got to so far, and maybe next year. And then I got the email from yourself. I remember getting the email and thinking, oh my gosh, is that real? Have I honestly been a finalist? And from that moment, again, things shifted. I started to see myself as a businesswoman much more. I started to network within my local area in the Northwest. And it's strange, because as part of the vision, you look at the vision, your goals that you have. And as part of it, I'd said that I wanted to use what I do to support others in mental health. And off the back of becoming a finalist, I went to a network meeting, and Everybody sat there a little bit coy, didn't want to introduce themselves. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just have a go. So I sort of stood up, said who I was. And off the back of that meeting, I met a wonderful woman that works in mental health. We very much connected, and we now have our own company, community interest company. And that's where my second business has come from. So I literally,
amazing.
I don't think I'd have had the courage to do that if I hadn't have gone through the process of your awards, and that's before I even attended the gala. So it already made a huge impact just from applying.
Wow, that is so amazing to hear. Really amazing. And you mentioned about attending the gala.
Amazing.
You came with your mum and dad, didn't you?
I did.
It was so lovely.
And they still talk about it.
Oh, well, tell us about the gala. To you know, others who are new to the Mpower Awards or perhaps didn't make the gala last year. How would you describe the atmosphere at the Mpower Gala?
I don't think you could say it in one word. It's hard to put into words. It's amazing. Even if you are not a finalist, to go there is beautiful. It was set out so wonderfully, and from the moment you walk in, so I met a lady, Maddie, who turned out to win one of the awards, and Hannah was a finalist, and I walked in there. They were both on their own, and somebody was there to greet us, to help everybody sort of get chatting. And you know, those are people that I've stayed friends with now. I still chat regularly to them, and from walking in the door I met them. When you sit at the tables, everybody is so warm, so friendly. There's no competitive spirit there, which I wondered if there would be, you know, sort of, oh, I've not won. It's not. Everybody is just so supportive of each other. People that you've just met are thrilled to celebrate what women do there. You know, the speakers that you had on, including yourself, it gave everybody goosebumps. You sat and you thought, wow, we are in this together. You know, we have our different businesses. It's quite isolating sometimes, yet you sit in that room and you think, I'm not on my own. Actually, there's a huge network around nationally of people that are willing to share their advice, their expertise, to boost you along in your confidence. It was honestly, it was a magical night. It really was. So I'd say whether you're a finalist, whether you're not applying, it's worth going. It's a beautiful night.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. And I'm gonna share a confession, and why hearing those words particularly touches my heart, and I know it will. With, you know, there's an organising team. There's myself, Emily, Lucy, and Tracy, and the four of us created those awards together. And you know, it was a lot of work, especially the first year where you're doing everything from scratch. And it was, you know, it's when you hear the feedback that makes it all so worthwhile, and why we're really excited to be, you know, moving into the 2019 awards. My confession is, though, I did the talk, as you know, at the beginning of the awards, which, you know, I wanted everybody to understand that just being a mum in business, you're already a winner. To enter, that's amazing. You know, it takes a lot of courage to self-enter, which is what we insist on at Mpower. You know, we don't believe in sitting around waiting for somebody to notice that we're doing a good job, because often we're below the radar. Often we are quite isolated, and because we're in those earlier stages of business, people don't always know what we're up to. But then to be a finalist in that room at the gala is such a big deal, and I wanted everybody to know, please, you know, if you don't win in your category, or you're not one of the highly commended, we have 2 highly commendeds as well in each category. It's not about that. There's still, you know, you are already a winner. And I said it and I lived it, but still, at the end of the day, I woke up the next morning thinking, oh, I had this anxiety of, I really hope everybody really did take that message home with them, and gets as much out of just being part of the awards process as we intended when we started creating these awards. So to hear your story is like food for my soul. So thank you.
The thank yous for you, to be honest, Nicola. It's everything that you've just said that you set out to do in those awards. It sounds quite, melodramatic, but it does change lives. It changed everything for me. My life now is unrecognisable, and that's just from being a finalist. I didn't need to have an award or a plaque. I still have my little certificate. It's still up in my house. It's still a pride of joy. And I can vouch for everybody that I spoke to that night. Everybody was so happy for the winners and happy to just be there. I don't think when I applied, I had any idea the impact it would have on my life. I didn't, and it really has. And so, I know I can't comprehend the amount of work it must have taken you girls to do that, but it really has had the impact that you hoped it would.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Thank you. So what would you say if there are mums watching this, their early stages, perhaps their confidence is at that lower stage that we all go through when we're starting out, and they've the awards has got on their radar, and they're like, oh, maybe next year, or maybe I'm not ready, or what would your message be to other mums in business?
I would say that you probably never quite think you're ready for anything. And I'm very much a believer in doing things that scare me a little bit, because if you can feel that fear, it means you're pushing yourself out of that comfort zone. If you don't, you're going to stay stagnant. You're not going to achieve things possibly as quickly, or you might limit what you can do because your head's telling you that's what you're capable of at this moment. I would say if you see those awards, if one of them resonates with you and you think, actually, yeah, that is my journey so far, don't wait till next year, because if I'd have waited till next year, I'd be another year behind in my journey. I'd say apply. Even just writing that application can change the way you think. It can make you see achievements that you didn't realise were as important as they are, because there's only you'd experienced them at that point. But they're huge. Every step, every tiny little thing that we come across in business, the challenges we do as a mum, it's hard. And actually applying and being part of the Facebook community linked that you have with it, there's a support network that you can access that stops you being that mum at home on your own sometimes. I'd say just do it. Don't wait till next year.
Oh, brilliant. And as you say, they can go and have a look at the categories. So if you go to empowerawards.com, check out our categories. We have these amazing categories around really recognizing and celebrating the qualities it takes in those early years. Courage. There's one on courage. There you are. If you're exactly one that you know well. Courage, self-belief, inspire, community. So it's not all about, because it's those earlier stages, it's not about the 7-figure global empire overnight. It's about the stuff that really is what is about making it as a mum in business in those early years. Fantastic. Definitely. So Claire, thank you. Listen, if there are ladies listening to you and would love to know more about the upcycling work that you do with furniture, tailor-made with love, or perhaps the work that you're doing through your community interest company, how can they find out more about you and what you do?
Well, I'm on all social media, so you can find me if you search for Tailor-Made with Love, or you can search for at TMWL UK. I now have a website, which I didn't have when I'd applied for the award. So that is tailormadewithlove.co.uk. I sell my products on there. I sell my workshops as well and commission work. And there is
beautiful stuff as well.
Pardon?
And it's beautiful stuff as well.
Thank you. I'm lucky to do what I am. I really am. And for Make You Matter, you can find us on Facebook, and that is Make You Matter CIC. So there's those. Oh, and can I give a little shout out as well while I'm on? I've just done a piece for Childline Northwest, and they hold an annual ball every year. So they're doing a ball in March, and I've donated one of my pieces, which will go up to auction. So people can go and have a little check out of that as well.
Amazing, awesome. You've been up to all sorts of things. I know you were part of, what was it, the live Grand Design in Birmingham? Was it Grand Design Live?
Yeah, I did. And again, genuinely, that came from confidence. I'm a professional upcycler, so I'm part of a community called Upcycled Hour. They have a website, you can find my links on there as well. And the owner of it, she's brilliant at sort of, she gets invited to all sorts of crazy events all over the country, and she knows I'm awful at, I'll go off all over the place as long as it's fun. So yeah, we were on stage at Grand Designs Live, so I was painting live on stage, which was, and I wouldn't have done that before.
Amazing.
And I did, what else? I love charity work. I think I'm very grateful for the experiences that I get to have through my business and my career. So I like to give a little bit back. So we did a painting marathon for 24 hours across the country of upcyclers. We each did an hour slot and raised money for mine charity as well.
Oh wow, brilliant.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm lucky.
Awesome. Claire, thank you so much for sharing your journey and about your awards experience and giving up your time, especially during half term. I know how precious time is, so thank you.
No, thank you, Nicola. Genuinely, for you and the whole team behind it, you're amazing at what you do, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't. You're a superstar.
Thank you, pleasure. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in, and we'll have more interviews with some of our participants from last year. But for now, from Claire and myself, bye.
Bye.